I'm saying these are government institutes, right? Somewhere the government is responsible if there are no stringent laws in place and it's happening again and again.
Laws relating to?
Yes, laws relating to the protection of these very students who are walking into these educational institutes. I mean,
Protection against
discrimination that's happening.
Against discrimination.
Yes.
In the name of caste, particularly?
Yes.
Caste, you're saying? See, that protection has to be offered to all students at all places. IITs are very liberal places in that sense. I'm sure the environment has not really deteriorated over the last 20-25 years. When I was there, yes, obviously, the thing that you are talking of, that is present. People do know each other by their caste to an extent, especially the ones who are beneficiaries of reservations. They are well known because in many of the lists, the names are mentioned separately, and that's a compulsion. That has to be that way. So they are known, but yet there is overall an environment of equality and friendliness. We knew all our friends who belonged to the underprivileged classes and had been the beneficiaries of reservation. But once you are in the same hostel, often you are sharing rooms as well. You are sitting next to each other in the common dining hall. You are watching the cricket matches and, high fives to each other. Such things are happening.
Yeah.
All that, even if it is mentally known, yet it gets just relegated to the background. It stops mattering. We knew the Meenas and the Kumars and the Aryas. We knew that, and they too knew. But we were friends. And one of them was particularly fond of stocking his room up with delicious goodies. So whenever anybody in the hostel would be famished in the middle of the night,
Right.
we felt free to just barge into his room without permission and take whatever we wanted to, even though he kept cursing us.
Right.
Because the food was sent by his mother from his village, who was caring for her son. But we would just get on top of him and walk away with all the delicious stuff that he had. I mean, that probably, to me, that indicates a genuine level of friendliness. In my experience, even in the mid-90s, at least the IIT Delhi campus didn't have visible levels or visible signs of caste discrimination. And I'll be surprised if you tell me that the environment has actually deteriorated since then. I don't think that would have happened. Equally, I would admit that it's not as if everything was hunky-dory back then. We did know, and there was this consciousness that a few of our batchmates are different. They are different because they are here courtesy the reservation process. So that much we knew. We could also see that those who landed in the campus via the reservation route actually had it tougher for them because probably their background was not as privileged. So their CGPAs were a bit on the lower side. Though there were some glorious exceptions, a few of the toppers belonged to the reserved sections. So we knew, because these things were there, and there was openness.
Right.
The fellow himself would come up and say, see, here I am and I do not understand this subject, just help me. So fine, that's okay. Just as we help anybody else, you to sit here, and to the extent possible, I'll lend a helping hand. I do not remember even one incident where somebody was actually viciously targeted for his caste. No way. That was just not in. That was not happening. Because not because we were disciplined or obedient or courteous people. That was just not in the air. That's not how the whole institution vibed. So if you say people need to be protected on the basis of their caste, yes, but then there are other places where they are far more vulnerable. Those are the places where the society and the government should focus on. For example, small towns, villages, the schools there, where there is active and very, very heinous kind of discrimination. Discrimination not only among the students, but sometimes even the teachers very badly discriminate against the students. So that's where it is still happening, and those are the places we should rather focus on.
I just want to know a little more about karma, and I'm just talking in the same sort of a thread that I'm trying to, kind of stitch here. You wrote a book on karma as well, and karma is something that probably this is the only thing that I believe in. I personally don't believe in the religion that is given to me, or the caste system that we talked about. I don't believe in hierarchies that the society has imposed on me, right? But the only thing that I believe probably in is in the karma and the doing, in what you are doing, right? How do we then make sure that we keep this fear, the love, and the discipline that we spoke about, and sort of continue doing the karma that we are supposed to do?
Karma that you are supposed to do is conditioning. There is nothing that you are supposed to do. That's very anti-freedom. What do you mean by supposed to do? Nobody is supposed to do anything.
That I'm destined to do.
There is nothing that you are destined to do.
Okay.
Only liberation is your destiny. That's a bit like the Varna Vyavastha. That I have been assigned a particular karma and I am to do that all my life.
Right.
If I am born in a cobbler's family, or I come from an ironsmith's place, or I come from a trader's place, then that's what I'm supposed to do all my life. No such obligations, not at all. Karma is action. The freedom of the actor decides the quality of the action. That's it. When we talk of action, there is always an actor behind it, right? The action is just an expression of the actor, a manifestation of the actor. If the actor is all right, we don't need to worry about the action. But we worry about the action so much. We talk of karma so much. We don't talk of the karta, the doer.
Right.
So it's the karta that matters, not the karma. So the actor has to be taken care of. That actor is the ego. That actor must be healed. If the actor is healed, everything falls in place.
Right. How do we heal?
By looking at the disease. That's how it starts, no? You look at yourself and figure out how you are. You look at your thoughts, your feelings, your impulses, reactions, actions, and then you see how you are. And given that freedom is your nature, when you will discover sickness and bondages within, there is something within you that rises to rebel and heal. You say, no, unacceptable. I look at myself and what I see is not very pretty. So nothing doing, the picture must change.
Right. One more aspect that probably is connected to this about healing is detachment, is what I understand. And this is something that I have kind of understood from my own life, as to if you detach from the things that is causing trouble to you, it actually eventually helps you. So the pursuit of becoming a filmmaker was so burdening on me at some point that I couldn't focus on things that was in front of me, right? This is something that the society puts on you, the people around you put on you, your family puts on you, and you yourself put on yourself. How do you then detach from these things to become the true self that you actually are?
No, you have to begin with attachment. Detachment is the result, the obvious result, the effortless result of true and honest observation of attachment. If you can observe your attachments with honesty, detachment just follows. Detachment is not something you have to work for. Effort lies in challenging attachments. And you cannot escape away from your attachments. You have to go right up to them and confront them. You have to see how you are attached, in what all ways. And when you see the very process of attachment, and when you see the futility of it all, then you say, nah, no point being attached. And that's detachment. You cannot be detached if you have, first of all, not observed the entire flow, the crest and the trough, how at some point you feel indifferent, and then there is that association over time and coincidence and random chance, and you stay in mental touch with something, and over a period of time a sense of identity develops, and that's what you call as attachment. And then you see how hollow, how substanceless all that is. Then you just smile and something drops. That's detachment. Detachment, therefore, must never be talked of. One must always talk only of attachments. But we want to avoid the disease and yet gain health, which is not going to happen.
Right.
When you go to a physician, he would never offer you health. All that he talks to you about is just disease, disease, and disease. And if the disease can be diagnosed and treated, health is the natural output.